What's up everyone? I want to do a quick little video today about sharing your strengths. I've done a lot of work with people around shame and how that relates to confidence, and shame is when you hide something that you think is wrong with you. And what I've realized more recently is how often people actually hide the things that they believe are good about themselves or right about themselves, their strengths. You see this in certain cultures more than others, and you see it in certain people more than others. The kind of people who are far too humble and modest during a job interview, the kind of people who ask lots of questions rather than tell you things about themselves, even if those things are positive. The kind of people who they look like they're trying to be humble, but they kind of moderate their strengths. They'll say something was good, but they'll give they'll give the credit to someone else, so on and so forth. And it's actually a form of shame, isn't it? And most importantly, it's a form of dishonesty. So a lot of people will say that they're humble and modest and they'll take pride in being that way without realizing that what they actually are is quite dishonest. If you hide your strengths, if you don't tell people what you believe you do well, or that you enjoy, or that you're well experienced in or skilled at, then you're lying to them. You're allowing them to build up a picture of you that's untrue. If you're too modest in a job interview, not only do you sacrifice your chance of getting the job, but you lied to the people who are interviewing you, which is unfair to them. So I wanted to do a quick little video addressing this because I know, or at least I think I know why this happens. And I'll speak specifically to New Zealand culture where I was raised with this, but I think it applies many different places around the world, parts of the United States, the United Kingdom, a lot of places I've been to. It's seen as arrogant, bragging, to talk about what you believe you're good at. But it goes so much beyond that. To even show too much interest or too much enjoyment or too much passion for something falls into the category of a strength that you should not exaggerate and boast about. Now, while exaggeration is a lie, merely reporting the facts is not. If you go around saying, I'm richer than everybody else, that would be boasting. But if you were to say, I have $1 million, and that's what you've got in your bank account, then you're merely telling the truth. If you were to go around saying, like, I have the best holidays, nobody knows how to take a holiday better than me, or whatever, that would be bragging or boasting. But if you were to say, my God, I love traveling around the world and I love travel, that's just being honest about how you feel about travel. There's no real arrogance in that. And yet a lot of people hold back these strengths, and they think they're doing a good thing. They think they're being humble. They think being modest is good. Yet being humble and modest are just fancy words for lying. Your shame isn't just attached to what you think you're bad at or what you think is wrong with you. It's also attached to your strengths. And the trouble is, when you hold this back, not only are you being dishonest, but you are missing out on leading. You're missing out on teaching. You're giving people false impressions of who you are. You're missing out on the chance to inspire them or connect with them. You're holding back who you really are, and so they don't know who you really are, and so they can't connect with you. They can't find something in common with you. You are able to talk about and express and promote your strengths without being dishonest. As long as you're accurate in your promotion, then there is no bragging, there is no arrogance. If I say I love coaching, I've been doing it for 5 years, and I have exceptional results with my clients, I'm not bragging. That is what happens. That is an accurate reporting of what happens. If I say I'm the best coach that ever existed, now I'm lying and exaggerating. Now that's arrogance. Quite often a way to talk about your strengths and without becoming arrogant is to avoid comparative measures, to say you're better or worse, to say you're good or bad, and instead just talk about the facts, how much you enjoy something, how long you've been doing it for, the kind of results that have occurred because of you doing it, and how other people have been affected by it. You can talk about all those things accurately, report the facts. It's not bragging to do that, it's just honest reporting. A lot of people they become afraid of sharing these things because they don't want to be seen as arrogant. They're afraid that people will see them as posing, as being better than other people, or that they'll hurt other people's self-esteem. If I go on about how much I love my holiday, that poor person who can't afford a holiday will be hurt by me. Rather than thinking, well, if I go on about how much I love my holiday, maybe that poor person will be inspired to find a way to go on a holiday. Or they'll just enjoy living vicariously through your story. You know, in New Zealand we got this thing called tall poppy syndrome, where if you stand out too much in a positive way, people will cut you down. I saw this so much when I played in a band. If you were a new band and it hadn't been proven that you were worthy of support yet, you know, you'd be playing your best and nobody in the crowd would even be moving. In fact, we had this big thing called the D of Death, a D-shaped space in front of the stage that nobody would stand in for fear of looking too enthusiastically supportive of an unknown band. And this is a great representation of what you see in New Zealand and these other cultures, where if you're killing it, if you're doing well at something or you're really passionate about something, people will try to pull you back in. It's very subtle. Sometimes it's direct, but most of the time it's indirect. When you're like, you know, I really want to start my own business, they'll be like, oh really? In this economy? These little passive-aggressive digs that people do to go, hey, come back to the crowd, come back and conform to the flock. And you end up developing this real insecurity about expressing your passions and your strengths and your skills. The thing is, if you don't do it, nobody believes it can be done. If you don't express that you're passionate about something, everyone will assume that nobody's passionate about anything, and so they'll subdue their own passions. If you don't show that you've become skilled at something through working hard, they won't believe that skills can be developed through hard work. And if you give credit for all your great ideas and your accomplishments to other people, they won't believe that you've ever achieved anything, and that's allowing them to believe something that's not true. So I think the essential theme I'm trying to get across here is, don't tell yourself that you're modest and humble and also honest. You can't be all of those things. You can be modest and humble, but you have to recognize that that is lying if you're not accurately reporting your strengths as well as your weaknesses. Humility, modesty have no room in the honesty world. Neither does bragging or arrogance. Those are inaccurate views. Bragging and arrogance are comparative, judgmental things. You say, I'm better than other people. Modesty says, I'm not as good as other people. Neither of those things is true. When you say, I love this and I'm skilled at that and I've got a lot of experience doing that, you're just reporting the facts. It's neither modesty nor arrogance. It's just truthful. I recommend you get used to doing this. Understand that for every strength you express, there's a weakness you can also express, and vice versa. So if you're in a job interview and you are saying anything less than your full strength, then you're lying to the interviewers. Okay? For you to be honest, you have to tell them what you believe you're good at. Not good at as in compared to other people, just good at as in you have a lot of experience doing it, you're skilled at it, you do it quickly, and so on. Don't lie anymore. Lying about your strengths creates as much shame as lying about your weaknesses. Just wanted to put that one out there for no purpose other than to rant to my phone while I'm sitting alone in my room. Get in touch if you have any thoughts or feedback, dan@brojo.co.nz, and of course check out the Brojo University in the link below if you want to work on your own shame and become shameless and powerful, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and do whatever else promotes my business without me having to do anything. And I'll see you next time.